Alright, cocksuckers, welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap, right? What is artwod? The best platform in the world to teach you how to draw from imagination, right? They teach you to draw from imagination, but they don't teach you how to draw this. They teach you how to get good enough with forms, right? They teach you how to draw basic forms, manipulate forms. This is fucking horrible PR. Oh, not PR, what the fuck? Advertising, marketing, whatever. I'm not affiliated, I'm Dick Writer, right? So, I'm Viggy. I've been drawing for, who am I? I'm Viggy. I've been drawing for 3 years and 6 months, right? And I can draw like this from imagination. The fundamentals, i.e. my entire channel, the videos I upload, like this shit, is 90% of my practice. This, my live streams, check it out. Check out my live streams. Fucking, I'm really horrible at marketing, right? But yeah, whatever. My live streams, I stress test my fundamental knowledge through imagination drawings. This is nothing spectacular, but it's because I understand form relatively intimately, right? Relatively intimately, that I can draw this from my mind, whatever the fuck. But this channel serves to prove anybody can draw. It's a repository of my next 40, 50 years of my practice, right? To essentially break down the fact that the work you think it takes to get even mediocre is 10 times more than the work you think it takes to be good. Which means the fact that you're all capable of putting in that work and you're all capable of that effort. And speaking of effort, get your pen, get your paper, and draw along with me, motherfucker. Right? Draw along with me. Because effort is all that we can control. And that's all I'm going to be able to put forth right now. And if I can do it, you can do it. Right? What else do I say? I had a much better intro in my mind prepared. TBH fam, right? Famalam, as the youngins say, but whatever. We're doing the artwod portrait roadmap. What are we doing? We're looking at a portrait. We're putting a box inside that portrait. We're putting a sphere inside the box. We're putting center lines inside the sphere inside the box. We're putting center, vertical, horizontal, and diagonal center lines on each single plane. But when I say I'm putting, I mean I'm trying to visualize all of this. I'm trying to visualize and calculate this consistently. I'm basically building a mental model to lay as the foundation for the portrait, right? To like be the foundational perspective grid for the portrait that I see. So what I'm doing currently is the artwod exercise where this is way beyond what they require, but that's the point. To do great things, to become great, you must put effort towards achieving what you believe that part of that greatness is, right? At least that's the way I see it. But yeah, this mental model, this fucking box, sphere inside the box, center lines inside the sphere inside the box, right? Center plane inside the box, horizontal and vertical, center diagonal, all that fucking bullshit, right? Diagonal lines, right? And one of my fans, right, Trablados, your boy Trablados, shout out to Trablados, he asked, being like, hey, that's really hard. And I'm like, yes, it is very hard. On one of my latest live stream, part 59. Yes, it is hard. It is incredibly hard. That's the whole fucking point, is the fact that we're doing something that's very difficult that 99% of us, not us, I guess you guys, 99% of people just won't do. Because they won't try to actually get good, right? But we're trying to get good. So we're trying to build a mental model, essentially a 3D simulation in our mind. And how do we do this? By constantly trying to hold these things as much as we can. Like right now, I'm trying to think about the sphere, I'm trying to think about the box. I've already started thinking, by the way, because drawing is thinking. So anybody drawing along with me, please be reminded constantly that, hey, as long as I'm constantly putting an effort to think, I am drawing, right? The line, the application is just like a third of that of the actual drawing in and of itself, the application part, but you're applying when you're thinking. And I've already made dozens of mistakes because I'm trying to think about the sphere, I'm trying to think about the box that's encompassing the sphere, I'm trying to think about the center lines, diagonal, vertical, horizontal, same thing over here, right? And I'm actually specifically choosing a very difficult angle, which is this super subtle, and I'm interleaving, which means I'm changing the angle per repetition, right? And right now I'm also looking at the portrait to try to figure out what the angle of this woman's head is, right? And all these fucking models with their mouths open, bro, it's fucking with me, goddammit, because that changes the angle of their jaw, which then fucks with my understanding of what the orientation of her head in and of itself, right? And I love this because this is a foreshortened angle too, right? So like there is a lot of fuckery going on here. So I'm constantly thinking about the sphere. I'm really trying really hard. Like, and it's amazing because again, think about the sphere, thinking about the box, right? Thinking about the angle. And then I'm trying to think about the center lines, this center line, the ellipse, the center plane. Because at the end of the day, I have to think about the center plane and the ellipse inside that center plane. And while I think about the ellipse inside that center plane of the box, the vertical one and the horizontal one, I'm like, oh shit, I lost the sphere. So you have to take the sphere back. Oh shit, I lost the box encompassing the sphere. You see, drawing is thinking. So what I'm trying to say is anytime you're drawing, you have to understand a couple things. By the way, I did not want to draw today at all. I forgot to mention, I literally did not want to draw today, and yet I will do 2 hours today just because I did not want to draw today. Right? Just as a fuck you to the me that did not want to draw, I'm gonna put even more effort in. I'm really trying to put all this effort in. Oh, right now, like, my working memory is taxed. Again, art is a cognitive endurance skill, right? And by the way, while I'm doing this, I'm fucking talking, which is even more difficult. And while I'm doing this, I have to deal with these obstructions, which are the drawings underneath right? This is all extremely difficult. I'm fucking dick in my throat. But let's see. We got to be free. I've been making that joke a lot. I don't know why. I don't even know what song that's from. I want to be free. And then it just ends up sounding like the fucking Krish theme. Oh, classic. But anyways, Krish was the goat. But anyways, let's let's see. I'm looking at the portrait right now, and another thing is like I'm constantly reconstructing the mental model as often as I can anytime I look at the page, right? And that's also important because our brain not only excels in well, our brain doesn't really excel in anything. We have to bring the excellence forward through sheer effort, right? Effort, again, the only thing we can control. But through sheer effort, we bring the excellence forward. I'm trying to zoom out as well, because that drawing in the background really is an obstruction. So I'm really trying to zoom out, think about the center, right? The main thing is obviously always think about the center planes, because when I get the center planes down, everything else just seems to fall into place, right? And that's the main thing. What do I mean, by the way? What am I trying to say when I say I'm trying to think about the center plane? Well, this is roughly the box that this woman's head is encompassed in, right? It's like that, roughly. And the center plane is this. This is what's being drawn through. This is like what's encompassing it. There's a horrible example, it's really tiny, and then there's like an ellipse there. There you go. And then there's a sphere that's covering the ellipse. What a fucking horrible example. Good job, Biggie. Thank you, Biggie. fucking just focus on what you can. Leave me alone. But anyways, I'm really grinding my brain right now, and this is beautiful because this drawing in the background truly is an obstruction that I have to essentially remove from my mind's eye, and remove from just my fucking sight. We gotta stab that shit, but I just gotta like put a pin in my eye, get some blood to cover up that obstruction, right? I don't know if that's just unnecessarily gory description of just saying ignore it, but anyways, let's see. Okay, so I need to make the mark, and I need to make the mark while understanding the sphere this is encompassed in. Right, so I need to zoom out again. I'm trying to think about the sphere, trying to think about the center line, and I need to understand the center plane as well. And I'm zoomed out right now, by the way. And you can see because I'm zoomed out, that line was super thick, right? Because our brain, my brain, your brain, right, has something called the prefrontal cortex, and that takes a lot of astrocytic glycogen, which is the energy, which is basically the fuel, the energy that your brain uses to focus, to create some sort of visualization. Can't really think right now because I am using that astrocytic glycogen to focus, but I'm extremely zoomed out right now, and you can see my lines are suffering drastically, right? And this is part of it. And I think I got the foreshortening wrong for sure, but I just gotta keep going, right? I see like this is actually, because I was zoomed out, so you can see I actually I missed the mark of the actual attachment by this much, right? This is actually where it is. This is where I put it. And this is very difficult. Trust me when I say this is incredibly difficult for me to visualize, right? But now, like, I've actually created my sphere a little bit. Like, this is not that good of a sphere. And the thing is, because this is such a subtle angle, right? I have to think about the bottom of the curve basically just being right around there. The bottom of the curve of the sphere, the perfect circle. Because the sphere is a perfect circle, right? So I need to, again, visualize the sphere being encompassed. And you see how my hand's already going way below the bottom plane? So this is something I have to constantly train myself now. And this is actually, because I'm understanding, like, this is actually way, I had to make the vertical part of the fucking box, what the fuck am I saying, bro? Like, the height of the box a lot taller. I'm really trying to think right now. It's extremely difficult to visualize everything, because I'm trying to think about the sphere, trying to think about the center plane, the diagonal, horizontal, vertical, here as well a little bit, right? And this one's extremely hard, because this sort of subtlety I don't really visualize ever, right? So that's extremely difficult. And then I'm also trying to think about the center plane, right? And then I'm trying to think about the ellipse, center plane, vertical center plane, horizontal center plane, the ellipse, and then that is again what the sphere is encompassing, right? So this is what hard feels like. This is the difficulty of the task. This is the beautiful difficulty of the task, right? And again, I'm not drawing in the physical sense, but I'm drawing 100% cognitively, right? And this is me constantly like leaning into it. And again, I have to zoom out even while I'm making these lines, to constantly zoom out and be like, okay, what does this actually look like, right? Like, what is this mental model? And I haven't been able to explain the benefits of this mental model or just creating a mental model in general. But think about it. What does a mental model do? It explains the world for you, right? How does it explain the world for you? By you essentially creating parameters for yourself, which you can constantly rely on. That's exactly what we're doing. Except right now, we're literally creating the parameter. We are using our brain's energy source to create something that does not exist, which is the mental model of a 3D simulation, which essentially is full of logically grounded calculations, which can be infused and extracted, right, into the foundation of the portraiture, into the foundation of the portrait in and of itself, right? And right now I'm really trying to visualize the sphere. I'm really trying to visualize like the sphere, right? Genuinely, oh fuck me, my head just tapped the thing. But let me take a step back. I'm gonna rest my brain because these gap effects also help quite a bit. But dude, like I love this. Like I'm fucking trying so hard. You can hear it because I went like fucking about to shit myself too. But I'm genuinely trying really hard. So let's rest our brains. Alright, so let's define what trying hard feels like when it comes to spatial reasoning, right? What do I mean by I'm trying hard? Well, right now, immediately when I looked at this frame, I've immediately started encompassing this a sphere inside of it, center plane, right? The center horizontal center plane, the vertical center plane, right? And I'm trying to think about the drawn through form. So already I've calculated the sphere, the center plane, horizontal, vertical, the ellipse inside the center planes, horizontal and vertical. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's already 5 calculations, and each calculation has its own calculations inside of it because it is three-dimensional with its like literally fucking one side of the plane, other side of the plane, other side of the plane, other side of the plane, right? You can see like my mind keeps making it much more drastic than it actually is. So I have to keep. So another part of this intense trying hard, right? This visualization is just constantly course correcting. You are course correcting the accuracy of what you are thinking of, right? What you're trying to calculate. And again, I'm zoomed in right now, so because I need to get this line down. And you can see I did that completely wrong too, but I am zoomed in. And I need to also draw the line in a manner which is difficult for me to do. So while I'm zoomed in, I'm still constantly trying to zoom out in my mind's eye and think about the actual calculation that's occurring, right? So again, like every time I draw a line, I'm trying to have it reflect the calculations. Like when I draw this, I'm trying to think about the curve of the sphere, right? And I can see 100%, especially because I extended it here and I didn't mean to, right? Probably should have been something like this, that I made this sphere way too wide, right? So again, it's like you are just constantly attempt to rectify and align the mental model, the calculation you're trying to do, right? If this is too abstract, think about just the box. What are you trying to do? You're trying to see a horizon line, you're trying to see multiple vanishing points, and you're trying to keep that consistent in your mind while you're constantly trying to see it and apply it and calculate it, understand it, visualize it, see it, apply it. And your mind keeps oscillating. It keeps what the fuck's another word for oscillating, right? It's constantly shifting. It's shifting constantly between like trying to hold all these things in its mind at the same time. This is why it's a working memory. It's a cognitive endurance skill, right? Now I know for sure that I made this way too wide, right? And that's mainly because, yeah, the front plane is just too much, right? The front plane should have been roughly, and this is me again having to calculate, be like, bro, what's actually like right? What's actually right? Right? It's probably something like this. Front plane's actually way too big. I think maybe side plane's too big too. I don't fucking know. See, like it's super hard to understand the sphere, right? But I know for sure right now the sphere inside of this box is way wider than it should be. But I'm constantly trying to calculate, right? And again, like I'm constantly trying to see the center line, and the center line is this, right? This is the center line of the sphere, and the horizontal center line, and the vertical center line is something like this, right? And then the sphere is this. This is what I'm trying to see, by the way. And then the box is this, right? And then the center plane of the box is this, and I'm trying to draw through it. And the vertical center plane is this, right? I'm trying to draw through it. Like I'm trying to see that in time. Constantly, my mind is really just consistently trying to see that at all times, right? And am I actually seeing it? No. But am I trying to see it? Yes. Am I trying to understand it? Yes. Am I trying to calculate it? Yes, right? And that's the point. So we can fix this. A big thing we can do, I can fix her. we can fix this. Main thing is this front plane is way too large, I believe, right? I still struggle with understanding foreshortening, for sure, but I think I can confidently say that this needs to be brought down. And while I do this, I need to zoom out and think about the new sphere that we're now encompassing inside of this, right? Same thing, like bring this, and I don't even think I didn't even bring this all the way back properly. But either way, like connect it properly. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is like the cognitive endurance part of learning, of practicing, of understanding, of drawing is the fact that you're constantly trying to hold multiple things in your mind at the same time while you're doing the thing. Before you do the thing, while you're doing the thing, and then constantly just trying to apply it in general. I think this is a bit better. Yeah, this is definitely a better sphere. You can see I still struggle with the subtlety of it all, but overall, I think this is a better sphere. It's still a bit too wide, but I'm pretty sure. And you can see like this range of motion, you can see my fucking hand is like my fingers are shaking, right? Like it struggles with that. These are all skills that I struggle with, that I consistently keep trying to work on, and I feel good about, right? And now I'm just constantly trying to see the center line. The biggest thing for me is just keep trying to see the sphere and keep trying to see the center planes. Because once I keep trying to see that, the box and the center plane and everything, and then the diagonal in the front ends up sort of filling in the gaps. And that's the point, is the fact that I'm trying to see this entire fuckery, right? I'm constantly trying to see it. I don't know how else to say this. It's just working memory, right? Like my brain is just constantly being taxed. My prefrontal cortex is being taxed while I try to see this. And don't forget, I'm narrating this. And every time I narrate it, I am also essentially using a different part of my brain to explain the part of my brain that is actually being used, right? That is also very cognitively demanding. And again, I just lost the perspective. You need to understand that I constantly lose the perspective. I don't know if anybody really cares to understand, but I'm just explaining this to myself and the few people who are, I guess, here to draw along and to be validated in their efforts. And I think being validated in your efforts is a good thing, because you might be wondering, is it normal that I'm constantly struggling to see this? The answer is yes, because while I was drawing this line, I was completely zoomed in and I did not see anything else, right? So that is normal. Let's just black this out, right? Because we don't want this to be in the way of our understanding of the box that we've created, right? So let's just do that. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying really hard to see the sphere, but I can't, obviously. Like, this is a zoom in moment, right? So this is already a lot better sphere, I think, right? This is still too wide, but... And again, like every time I look here, I'm constantly just do the center lines, especially in this angle, is so hard. But I have to keep thinking about the fact that it's wrapping around. It's wrapping around. This is a three-dimensional form. It's wrapping around, wrapping around. There's a sphere inside of this, right? It's just a sheer effort into trying to see this. But I'm gonna take a step back. Okay, now we try to reconstruct again. Right now, okay, I already see it a bit better, right? I honestly think this should have been a lot more closed off, maybe. Like this. I still think this is too wide. So again, it's all about looking at the box in of itself, right? Or looking at the portrait reference, which I did just now, and trying to understand what the hell is actually going on. Because my mind keeps making the center plane like this, which is wrong. It keeps making it a lot more pronounced, right? It's not that at all. It's this subtlety is something I have to will into existing, into an understanding. What the fuck? This center plane, the subtlety of the center planes, right, and the ellipses inside of them is a concept I have to will into myself understanding. So like this extreme subtlety, right, and then thinking about how the sphere or the ellipse is inside of it, right, and understanding that, oh, like this is the other back half of the box, right? No, it's not. See, this is the back half of the box. See, that's amazing. The fact that I didn't even understand that. And then like while I'm doing this, to understand that there's still a center plane, vertical center plane here, right? And this is also extremely subtle. And then this is the ellipse inside of it. And again, it follows this, right? This is the ellipse it's following. It's going here. Same thing. This is the ellipse it's following, going here. It's just projected slightly larger, obviously, because the curve of the sphere, it gets bigger in the middle, right? It's smaller over here. But that's just like if you actually follow the ellipse of the sphere. When you follow the ellipse of the box, right, then it just projected straight outward, right? Maybe this is a bit confusing, but again, like I'm fucking confused, so don't worry about it. That's why I keep saying I'm just trying to figure it out, right? And my brain cannot see anything right now. Like my brain's actually really struggling. Funny enough, because even though I've already done a lot of the heavy lifting, or taken a lot of the heavy lifting away from my brain by adding all these lines, right? Adding all these constructions, it still is struggling greatly. And this is the part where I really need to just practice seeing through the form. Because now there you go. See, now that is a lot better. Because now I'm actually trying to see the back half of this center plane and trying to visualize how a sphere or an ellipse would look inside of it. And now I'm just thinking about the box, but I need to zoom out and I'd be like, okay, how the sphere sits inside of this is actually the ellipse sits inside of the plane is actually part of this. It's the center, horizontal center of the sphere, right? Same thing here. I need to keep, and verbalizing this is helping me quite a bit. So I just want to let you know that this, just speaking about it, helps quite a fucking bit, right? And just, again, this is the ellipse on this plane. You just project it, and it's here now. And is this accurate? No. So I need to make sure that I actually understand what the fuck I'm drawing, right? And now, like, and again, you can see, like, my hand immediately decides to do something like this. Like, I'm trying to see this sphere or this ellipse, and my hand's like, right? So that fucks with my own visualization. But because ghosting, this is what I'm doing is ghosting, where I'm not actually making the mark, but I'm trying to, what's it called? I'm basically, like, this is the bridge between visualization, or this bridges visualization and actually making the mark. Therefore, it makes visualization a little bit easier and mark making more confident when you could decide to commit to it. But trust me, I know in the beginning that no matter how much ghosting you do, just making the mark is scary, because it took me 500 fucking attempts, right? Like, give or take, like 50 or whatever, right? To be like, oh, okay, this is just what I do. I just make marks with a permanent medium. But it took me fucking months, half a year, 8 months. Think about that. You do it once, you do it fucking like 100, 300 more times, 500 more times, right? With that same intent. It is extremely difficult. But I'm really trying to visualize right now. But now and I'm making a lot of mistakes. This is the beautiful part. Like, because I'm making so many mistakes, I am just training my mind to respond positively to it. By the way, another indication you should have is, like, apart from me being autistic, the why I'm struggling to speak is because I'm trying so hard to visualize, right? So again, all the energy in my mind, in my mind, and my fucking brain is going straight towards visualization. It's going 100% just towards visualization, right? I still think I don't understand the foreshortening for sure. Oh, would you look at that? I said the same thing again. I'm just a fucking broken record. But I definitely don't understand this foreshortening, because her face is way more foreshortened. And I'm trying to figure out if it's the camera angle, because I literally think her face is foreshortened. I think it's like this, like the top of her eyebrows, and I actually got the angle wrong now that I look at it. The front plane's more like this, so I actually got that wrong. You see the subtlety? If you can't see the difference between this and what I did here, which is this, right? There's like a fucking 1 millimeter difference. That means your eyes have the ability to improve that, right? Like, we can work on that, but it literally seems like it's kind of foreshortened. Like, it seems like this is the box, you know, because then her forehead is like that, so it kind of seems like this is what's happening. You know, this is her nose, or that's her nose here. It's the center, right? The fucking eyes. I don't know, bro. Foreshortening is very difficult to figure out, but I'm gonna continue to keep trying, right? Continue to keep trying, right? Try to see the ellipses, try to see. And again, I need to see the ellipse down here. I need to see the ellipse here, right? And just project it. That's what I'm trying to do. Just project it. And then now we're gonna draw the features, right? I definitely don't understand foreshortening as much as I would like to, but she has quite the schnoz, I will say. Respect a woman with a big nose, right? Would I talk to a woman with a big nose? No, but I respect that. I respect the fact that. Well, I actually didn't even know where that joke was going, but. Whatever, bro. A woman with big nose equals respect, but incapable of speech, right? Zero conversational care. I don't know. None of this is fun, Ricky. Well, that's what I'm doing. Don't you understand? This is just I made her nose way too big, actually. But this is just what you do when your brain is just taxed. It's completely normal in my case. By the way, like, while I'm trying to draw these features on top of it, the whole point is to be able to draw features while being able to consistently internalize mental model. And, like, I don't think I've been trying hard enough, so I'm just. Like, while I'm talking, I'm really fucking trying to just go off on calculation, right? Like, I want to be very clear. I'm trying to really, and this is all wrong. Like, I'm unable to see any of this. I'm unable to act on any of this, right? But constantly just trying to see that sphere and to understand that it is three-dimensional, and I am seeing, and because again, this is stress testing my mental model, right, which I'm constantly changing the angle of. So it's like, can I actually construct it well, right? And then the next thing, this thing will be like, can you actually, is it stabilized? Like, can you actually hold it in this new angle while you draw another fuckery around it that tests the logic of your spatial reasoning, right? So, oh, I drew her nose way too high up. Actually, did I? I don't even know what humans' faces look like anymore, bro. This shit is fucking tripping me out. Why is her nose so high up? It's so confusing. And then like it's the other side here, I guess. I don't know. No idea. I don't even know if this is like, our noses supposed to be like this? Are our noses above our eyes? They are, right? I'm just feeling my own goddamn nose right now, bruh. But again, I'm really, I'm failing miserably, by the way, but I'm trying so fucking hard. I definitely made her nose way too fucking big. Holy shit. I definitely made her nose way too big. But I'm trying so hard to see through the form right now, because these are obstructions as well. Like me zooming in on trying to fucking just get this, me filling this, the eyes, the pupils in properly or whatever, right, is getting in the way of me visualizing the sphere. Like now all of this is an obstruction, and I'm trying so hard right now to visualize this center ellipse genuinely, and this horizontal planes ellipse, and then projecting that into the sphere itself. So yeah, again, I don't think I mentioned, but like the point of all of this, by the way, is so like we're building our ability to see and to calculate. Like it's transferable. There's a reason why my practice is 90% spatial reasoning, pure fundamentals, and 10% testing those fundamentals, because I don't know how to draw any of this. I literally don't actually know what any of this is, but it looks believable. It looks like, this looks like a mech. This looks like kind of like a plane. This kind of looks like a lizard dragon type creature, maybe. Not really. Like organic, clearly, because I've only been practicing geometric forms and shape manipulations, that my organics are clearly not that good, right? But the point is the fact that it's not the other way around. You don't get better at drawing believable forms from imagination by only drawing forms from imagination. You get better at drawing believable and complex forms from imagination when your ability to practice and to create complexity from your mind, right, with, and like to create a strong mental model of these forms improves, right? I mean, I think that makes sense, right? You get better by doing the thing, the fundamental that leads you to do the thing, not by practicing the thing that you're testing the fundamentals with, right? But no, that actually doesn't look too bad. She doesn't look retarded. That's good. Yeah, like, and definitely this box is a bit too. And again, like while I'm drawing these features, this is the part of where I'm like in extreme discomfort. This is where I'm gonna push even more, where I'm just gonna really, while I draw her ear, even though I've been fucking it up, I'm gonna really try to think about the overall form of the like overall like the fucking mental model, the sphere, the center lines, everything. I'm really trying to think about it right now, and I'm failing miserably, and that's fine, right? Like it's about failing miserably. But yeah, let's see. And then just to show you that, hey, like this is kind of working. This isn't just me fucking around, right? Obviously, like I'm not that good with portraiture, because I'm not, this is just about me understanding the let's see, the forms, right? So obviously I ended up giving her a fucking giga chad jaw without even meaning to. It's actually way more subtle. I'll get better at that as time goes on. But yeah, and then I think that eye is like just fucking wrong. Yeah, okay, now her forehead, she looks like fucking Megamind, Jesus Christ. But like that, the whole point is like I'm trying to see all this. But this is great because it also shows me that my understanding of proportions is just completely off, right? Like I really fucked up her eyebrows. So I did actually put her nose way too high up. Her eyebrows are actually way high up. That's the fucking problem, right? If her eyebrows over here, right? Because then eyebrows over there, then that looks a lot more normal, right? But then her eyes also way too out. So I definitely didn't understand the foreshortening aspect. Her eyes should have just ended like right around there. That would have been a bit better. But either way, the point is, like, it is existing in a 3D space, but I'm gonna rest my brain. This is very uncomfortable for me. Like, this angle and just me trying to understand the logic of this is extremely uncomfortable for me, which is exactly where I want to be. I don't know why I stuttered there. I was literally just gonna say I want to be, but that's exactly where I want to be, right? But I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. And then we will be doing it here, right? So this is really gonna test my proportions as well, because I have to hold it perfectly, because this is just enough space for this to exist. And then on top of that, I have to, on top of it, exactly, that's the other thing, is like I have to hold this and understand that there's a wrapping on top that is occurring, right? This is, the wrapping is not the size of this mental model. The wrapping is an additional stress test, a wraparound, a 3D constructed wraparound with nuanced depth, which I also must calculate around my form. Right, and that's something I need to understand as well. So this is good. Like, I still don't understand the foreshortening as well, but just being able to see that, hey, like, just because it's encompassed in a box doesn't mean that there isn't depth, right? There isn't, like, it doesn't mean like that fucking the other side of the face has to suddenly match exactly where that is. Helps, right? But again, like, this is also too large of a, because like this is also too large of a box, because the sphere in general should be, yeah, something like this, right? So I definitely made the box way too large. And obviously I struggle with putting a sphere inside a box in general, right? Like just the subtleties of the curve and all that stuff is something I'm trying to understand, right? And again, like when I'm looking here, I'm really trying to think about, I've been failing miserably, is like the diagonals, right? Diagonally, right? And the centers, right? Same thing here. I'm really trying to think about the diagonals. This is like everything I'm trying to hold in my mind at once, by the way. Like, and that's beautiful. That's the fact that I'm trying to do this. And again, when I thought about that, I thought about the center ellipse, and then I was trying to project the center ellipse, the vertical center ellipse here, and then same thing, horizontal center ellipse here, and then just be like, okay, this is the sphere. It's all seen through. It's all like a 3D fucking simulation. This is very difficult. It's gonna take me a very long time to get to this, but yeah, let me rest my brain. You know, it's only because it's difficult that it's worth doing. At least that's the way I think about it, and I think anybody who is drawing, if you're trying to get good at drawing, which is one of the fucking hardest skills you could ever get used to, or trying to get good at, you have to just internalize that it's more difficult than you expected. It's gonna take longer than you want, right? And that's just to be mediocre, you know? And that's why the effort is the only thing we can control. This is with all skill acquisition, like any skill worth pursuing, this is the frame, the mentality you should be using. Is just, it's hard, and that's why it's worth it. I'm hard, and that's why I'm worth it. There you go. Anyways, rest your brain. Oh god, I got a burp. Oh god, that wasn't even the right burp. Oh, beautiful. That was like a little cute little, you know, kiss on my forehead. It's like, oh, here it's a burp. But what'd you guys do for Mother's Day, guys and girls? There you go. I'm just calling all you out. Did you kiss your mother on the cheekies? Squeeze her double chin a little bit, right? If you didn't, please get to it. Right, that's exactly what I did. This is fucking bothering my mom as usual, but yeah, it's Mother's Day, and here I am fucking talking, yelling at a piece of paper rather than drawing, or rather than spending time with her, right? But the sacrifices you must make as a man on a journey of greatness and all that shit. But yeah, like now I have to, again, now this is the hardest part, because I've already made it easy for me here, but now I have to hold this entire visualization, everything, and then wrap around, and that is the beauty. That is the beauty. That's genuinely the beauty of discomfort, and just like already, like I'm struggling so much to see the sphere, right? I'm struggling so much, but I want to be very clear. Like this is literally the sphere, if you can call it that I see. It's this. It's not fucking this. Okay, this is not what I see. This is what I see. It's like, why does it look like a butt cheek? Why? Let's put some fart in there. There you go. Like, it's so bad, right? And that's what I constantly have to, that's what I'm saying, like, I'm constantly course correcting. It's very normal to just keep adjusting your visualization, keep adjusting, right? And like, even now it's too wide. So that's why ghosting helps a lot too. Again, it's the bridge between your motor cortex and your prefrontal cortex, right? Your application of line, right? You're using your fucking hands, or your shoulders, or your finger, whatever, right? And the parietal lobe, or prefrontal cortex, not the fucking parietal lobe is what I'm using to narrate all this bullshit, which is another part of my brain that I'm constantly fucking using, right? This is why we threw design to the wayside, because once I realized the extent of effort I have to put into just seeing this, and oh my god, I can't see anything. Like, see, this is what is called output regression. This output regression is the physical manifestation of my what is it? My cognitive ceiling, right? My fucking energy ceiling, my astrocytic glycogen, my that reserves ceiling, right? And I have to constantly, while I'm doing this, I have to think about, and this is the part where I need to really lean in to the thinking, right? So right now, again, my mind keeps seeing the bottom of this box, A, incorrectly, B, it's putting the sphere way too into it, right? It's not fitting inside of it. So that's something I need to constantly adjust, right? This subtlety, the reason I'm focusing or continuing to like lean into these really subtle, difficult angles is so my mental model gets better. Because right now I'm seeing only the bottom. So I need to A, shift this down because the top is here. That's personally, I want it to be a little bit more spaced out, right? It's there. I want this to be the vertical, right? And then we need to see the entirety of the box, and I need to see the perfect sphere inside of it. And the front is foreshortened, the back is much larger, right? And because of that, we should also probably shift this over here somewhere, right? Just a little bit to the left. And again, that's why like this is also testing, by the way, when you want to hold the visualization. And I can't see anything, by the way. I'm just constantly trying to see. I'm really trying to see. But this is also testing your oh, this feels so good. Your placement, the consistency, and the proportion consistency. Like it's testing consistency of proportionate placement and size, right? So size, I want it to be this big, right? That's my mental model. Proportion, I want it to stay with these relative lengths and widths and heights, right? What else? Placement, it has to stay here. I can't move it here. It can't be flickering all over the place, right? And that's before I even put the mark down. That's one thing. That's one thing that's already like fucking 15 different meta skills, or like 5 different meta skills, whatever. It's a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different things my mind has to constantly focus on in my working memory. That's why it's a working memory skill. I want to keep reminding you, right? It is normal. And again, this drawing in the background is a fucking obstruction, all of these, right? But it is normal to not see, right? It is normal to not see. I made this joke before, but I always surprise myself every time. But it is normal to not see, right? Like it's normal to constantly try to fucking fix it. It's normal to be like, what the fuck is going on? I can't see anything. I can't understand anything. Oh man, so I'm just constantly trying to think about the sphere in the box right now. I can't even think about the center lines. Bro, this is amazing because this drawing is a fucking obstruction. It's really getting in the way. So I have to keep ignoring it. I have to keep zooming out, keep ignoring it, right? And to see what I'm actually trying to see, right? Which is like calculating, and that's why I'm really focusing on zooming out right now. To see, and I think this is where I need to really bring the center planes in, because once I can see the center planes, it should be a little bit easier. Yeah, see, now I'm trying to focus on seeing this foreshortened front plane, the larger side plane, and then the center planes, right? And I'm calculating the center planes by doing this right here, by visualizing and calculating the cross axis, the diagonal cross axis, right? So that's what I'm trying to calculate, right? Calculate, what the fucking voice crack? Calculate, right? But oof, that's good. I'm actually gonna rest my brain because like I've really leaned into that, and I need to take a step back, and I encourage you to rest your brain as well. And I'm gonna lean the fuck into it a little bit after that. Yes, I don't think my mic ever picks up these accents, but I'm gonna lean the fuck into it after that. Anyways, rest your brain, Jesus. Yeah, the hardest thing and the most important thing is to consistently zoom out, because especially when you have obstructions like this, like it's actually great that I'm training myself to ignore obstructions, because if I can ignore all these fucking lines in the background while I'm trying to visualize a fuckery of a mental schema, a 3D simulation, constantly taxing my working memory, that's just better in the end for me. Like that just means that I'm able to create a mental model and like visualize. When I say visualize, by the way, I'm just trying to calculate and figure it out. Like, do you think I don't actually see much? Right? I want to be very clear. This is the result of a man who spent over 1,000 hours trying to see, yet still sees very little, maybe like 20% at max of what he's trying to draw, and yet he can draw this. So like, I want to put that into perspective. It's not really about the fact that can you see or can you not see. It's like, are you trying to see? However you visualize. Everybody has a different way of visualizing. However you visualize. If you happen to be the fucking 1% who actually has aphantasia, by the way, which I highly fucking doubt, because my channel isn't big enough to have 1%ers in that sense. Right? The fucking 1,000 subs and then like 5 views per video. There's no fucking way any of you have aphantasia. You are just like me, where it's just extremely fucking difficult to visualize, because visualization is an extremely difficult skill. Who would have fucking thought, right? Like it's one of the fucking hardest skills. in draftsmanship is the ability to see, to visualize, to calculate, to understand, to maintain a mental model, to simulate, all that shit, right? So I need to, again, I'm trying to zoom out and try to see the box, trying to zoom out, trying to see the box, right? I'm trying to see the center lines, right? Trying to see the overall sphere. The perfect sphere is actually what's going to encompass all of this, but let's see. Perfect sphere, perfect sphere. This is actually a pretty decent sphere that I'm visualizing right now. And we need to start with now the mental model, right? Which is this wraparound. So we need to, again, this is where I've just, okay, I need to break this down a bit. See, placement, right? My placement was inaccurate, but this is where my sphere is. And this is where the work is happening, by the way, not when I put the lines down, right? The outcome is just a reflection of my efforts. So I want to make that very clear. The outcome is just a reflection of your efforts in anything you do, but especially in art, anything, not even just especially, but in anything. But like, yeah, in the context of this art, whatever you're doing is just a reflection of your efforts, and therefore you do not judge the outcome either, because it's just like, oh, this is just because I tried this hard, right? And like, this is just what I'm capable of when I'm trying this hard. I was in output regression. I was trying really hard, but my outputs were worse. But it's, hey, when I am trying really hard and I can't see anything and my output is worse, is actually when I'm learning the most, because my brain is the most plastic. That's another thing you need to understand. Output regression is literally when your brain learns the most. Like, it's literally when your brain learns the most. And again, my brain, such a good feeling, my brain keeps seeing this as the bottom angle, and it keeps making the fucking sphere much larger than it needs to be. Like, it's not fitting it properly, so I need to keep, again, course correcting. Like, what are you doing, brain? You are seeing this incorrectly, right? And it's doing it again. It's literally doing it again. Doing it again, right? So I need to constantly be like, bro, stop being gay, all right? Bring this shit down, fucking see it properly, right? Anyways, fucking, it's so hard, bro. It's so fucking hard. He said to himself, very intellectually as well. This is top tier commentary. But you need to know, like, I genuinely, I'm in sheer output regression right now, and I'm trying so hard to just now, like, just calculating the sphere is so difficult because I'm trying to see everything. But now is when I need to, and I'm trying to understand the seen through form. But this moment right here is when I need to make the mark, right? This moment right here is when I need to make the mark, because this is when I'm going to be great, very good, Biggie, right? But this, before I even make the mark, I need to recalculate. Oh, this feels so fucking good, bro. This feels so good. Again, this is a stress test. Like, this entire wraparound is a complete fucking stress test, because this is easily 30 plus calculations that I'm trying to hold in my mind. And how many can our brains actually hold? 5 to 7. Like 4 to 7, I think is the range. 5 to 7, 4 to 7. There's like, there's a variety, but like, this is where my brain just needs. Okay, so I actually just for a second there calculated it pretty well in my mind, right? Because I'm still figuring out my way of visualization, right? My way to visualize. So just for a second there in my mind, I saw the entire calculation. And funny enough, on the page, that's the thing. Like, I noticed when I kind of do this, it's hard to explain, but when I think about it more in my mind rather than transpose it onto the page, I have an easier time calculating. But I personally also want to see how far I can go in terms of just transposing my calculations onto the page, right? But at the end of the day, it's all thinking. However we think, as long as we're thinking to the best of our fucking ability, we are winning, right? Because we're trying. That's all that matters. Like, that's literally all that matters. And I want to keep saying that. Like, I'll say it as much as I need to, but that's literally, that's we all that matters, right? We. It's just baby talking you, just in case you're not parasocial enough with me already. Right? When in doubt, start treating your audience like children. That'll do well. Right? And I still struggle with this, because again, it's really hard to draw an ellipse that's cut out. It's really hard to draw an ellipse that's cut out. And I just lost the entire perspective. I lost everything. So I need to, again, take a step back, make sure that my mental model is accurate, because this is where it is, right? Like, it's 3D, it's 3-dimensional. We have to keep reminding ourselves, and it's going around, it's wrapping around. It's a 3-dimensional wireframe that is following the exact same logic of the mental model of the wireframe of the simulation, right? The schema that I'm building, because we are building schemas. What we're doing when we're practicing any of these things, whether it's fucking form, whether it's line, whether it's perspective, whether it's design, whether it's composition, whether it's values, whether it's anything, gesture, expression, whatever the fuck it is, you're building a schema. You're building a solid representation of what that should entail. The draftsmanship aspect of all those factors is being able to do it in any angle, in any context, in any perspective, right? In any situation, right? That is the part where you actually have to internalize it as something that is legitimately three-dimensional, you know, and that is what is that extra, extremely difficult mile, that extremely difficult step, right? And that is the worthwhile step. You know, that is the step that takes 10 times longer, 100 times longer, but results in a 1,000, 1 million times compounded growth down the line, right? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm better than you. But anyways, fuck, my head keeps touching the goddamn camera. My bald head. Soon to be not bald anymore, but because I'm growing it out. But it's, let's see. I need to think about the schema again, right? I need to think about the mental model. This is actually like, I still end up drawing this way too high up. It should have been lower, right? Because now it's gonna go into this, but that's fine. So again, I'm in output regression. I'm really fucking trying to understand all of this. Like genuinely, I'm trying so fucking hard. But again, my center is, well, actually, wait, hold up. We have to do this, right? And now this is my center, I think. Yeah, this is my center. This right here, that's actually my sphere. So I need to think in terms of, my center is right around here somewhere, right? Because that's my box. And then I need to think about the sphere in of itself. Like, we need a perfect sphere. And the sphere needs to be large. Like, it needs to be this size. It needs to be, this is my mental model again. So I did fuck up here, but I'll just allow it. But it's so I see, like, I can't fucking speak. My brain is so preoccupied with spatial reasoning that it literally cannot think anymore. But I'm constantly trying to think about the center line. That's the main thing right now, is just constantly think about the center line. What do I mean by that? Like, for this, the ellipse, I have to understand the nuance in the fact that this is not exactly the center of my ellipse, right? The horizontal center. This is right here. But because this is three-dimensional and this has a width, this wireframe has a width, it's actually wrapping around like so. But I need to be able to see my entire wireframe to understand that. So that's why I need to be able to see the center line. I need to be able to calculate this right here and understand where it exists here is the main thing, right? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I'm trying to zoom out, because I'm super zoomed in on this thing. So I need to zoom the fuck out, be like, where is it actually? Like, where is it actually? And then now that I'm zoomed out, I'm constantly trying to calculate the sphere, right? Trying to calculate the sphere. Oh, bro, I'm in extreme discomfort. I'm telling you right now, I feel a fucking pit in my stomach. And this is exactly where I need to be. This is exact. And again, I just looked away and I'm looking back and I just tried reconstructing the entire thing, right? While also ignoring this fuckery in the background, the obstruction that is the other drawings that I've done, right? So I need to be able to see where that is and understand that this is, and again, like, I obviously need to make sure that it's very subtle. It's very subtle, right? And this is where me understanding the ellipse, because again, I haven't been able to think about the ellipse and the center lines inside the ellipse at all, by the way. Like, I really haven't. But this is where I can try to do that, right? And that's exactly all that matters. Like, I'm trying. I'm failing miserably, by the way. I barely see anything. Like, I barely see anything. But I need to lean into this before I rest my brain. Fucking keep hitting the goddamn camera. Fuck me, goddamn it. But I need to really lean into this. Like, I genuinely need to lean so hard into this right now before I take a step back, because I need to, like, again, we need to separate the mental model from the 3D wraparound, and that is incredibly difficult, right? But it needs to be separated. I'm zooming out. I'm really trying to see. I'm genuinely really fucking trying to see just the box and the sphere right now, just the box and the sphere. And now I'm trying to see the center plane, right? The center plane. Oh, that's the horizontal one. This is the vertical one. And then trying to see the center ellipses inside of it, and then again how that fits into the sphere. And now, hopefully, because I've been trying to see it, right, I'm just gonna apply this line. And we're gonna do it this way, because I'm cheating by this. Like, this is just uncomfortable, and it's not even like a good way for me to practice my lines, but this right here, I'm zoomed in and I need to zoom out. Let's see, this right here, and we need to calculate this. This cannot be something that I'm like, ooh wee, like, look at me, I'm Pickle Viggy trying to put down a fucking line. Doesn't really, that reference is all over the place, but either way, like, I need to be able to understand where this is coming from, right? And that's the beautiful part of it, is like, where is it actually attached, right? And I'm really trying to understand the sphere. That's the biggest thing. I need to keep zooming out and be like, no, this is my sphere, my box is underneath it, right? Like, my sphere is wrapped inside of this thing, and that's another thing I need to keep constantly reminding myself. Dude, it's so hard to think about. I'm actually gonna rest my brain, but I was leaning into it. I'm not saying it's hard to think about. I'm pushing away. Like, I was leaning into it, but it's clear my brain is experiencing output regression, so I'm gonna take a step back And look at that, 48 minutes for what essentially is nothing. But again, the thinking is what's working right now, not the art, right? It's gonna be hundreds of parts of this, and then like fucking clockwork, when I move on to the features and the manipulated features and like, you know, like drawing actual like imaginative, completely different versions of all these portraits, male, female, whatever, right? Then it'll be like, where did it come from? Because I saw this entire fuckery. I saw the wireframe, I saw everything inside of it, and I saw the wraparound. And that was consistently just holding everything. Like, that is what I'm trying to build, is literally a 40 plus calculation mental model that is consistent and reflective of 3D space. And whatever your version of that is, wherever you are, it's the same level of difficulty. The effort doesn't change, right? The amount of effort I put to just understanding the horizon line and then seeing vanishing points towards it, same amount of effort, by the way, maybe a bit more now, because I'm obviously leaning even more into it. I've learned how to put a bit more effort in. You get better at putting effort in, but it's the same shit. You're just trying really fucking hard no matter what you're with, whatever you're struggling with. You're just trying hard to constantly hold it all in your mind, cycling through, taking a step back, resting, allowing your brain to refresh for like 10, 20 seconds, and then trying again. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and I encourage you to rest your brain now. So just so I don't do that thing where after every session I'm like, I should have thought about the center lines more, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna really just keep thinking about the center lines a lot more, okay? Because every time I tell myself you should have thought about the center lines more, and then I don't think about the center lines more, and then that results in me being like, damn, I should have thought about the center lines more. So what do I mean by that? This center plane and the ellipse inside of it, this center plane and the ellipse inside of it. This is already helping so much in me seeing the sphere. And that's something like I need to constantly keep reminding for myself, because it helps me see the box and everything as well. But I do need to make this quite a bit larger as the wireframe, because like again, I'm seeing the wireframe size. Like this wireframe is encompassing the size of my schema versus the schema being its own large size and the wireframe wrapping around it. That's difficult because I'm basically forcing and instructing my brain and my mental model to update to have something wrapping around it, which is incredibly difficult. Like it's literally following the same logic, but it's incredibly fucking difficult, right? So let's see, I need to think about, and this is really difficult because now not only am I trying to think about the wireframe, this mental model inside of the overall wireframe, right? I'm also now trying to calculate the actual curve of this horizontal ellipse on the sphere of itself, while understanding that the depth is nuanced, right? Like this is actually the depth, so I need to understand, this is where it's starting, so I need to think and be like, okay, like what is the center? Because that's the center right there, right? That's the center right there. You know, that's the center right there. Is that the center? That's the center right there, right? And then I need to zoom out again. I need to zoom out and be like, okay, this is my box, right? That means, yeah, it is roughly around here. I could be wrong, by the way. Again, a lot of this could be wrong, but then that means like, where is the other side, right? And it's so difficult. Let's see. Oh my God, my brain is actually fried. I love this. And this is the part where you feel good, where you're like, bro, you need to update your understanding because you clearly don't get shit, right? Like, this is the part where you're telling your brain, like, this is something here we don't understand. We genuinely don't understand, right? So that's the part where your brain is like, oh, we don't understand this. I wonder what it is. Totally don't understand it, right? But we need to think about the overall, and I can't think at all right now, by the way. I'm in complete output regression again. Like, I can't think, I can't see anything. I need to lean into this. I need to really lean into this and be like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, what is my sphere? Like, again, I'm trying to think about the center, really trying to think about the center, right? But again, you have to understand that, like, just because this is the center, with the wraparound, it actually means, like, we have the sphere here, right? I'm just gonna do this, like, example for the horizontal. Like, let's say that's the center, but the wraparound is following this. It's three-dimensional, so it's actually like, a certain amount of depth from the like to the bottom of us and to the top of us away from the center, right? And that is also what I need to calculate. I need to basically at the end of the day see fucking infinite planes as the center, right? So very, very difficult, but it's super, super subtle. You can see my lines are not that good at all. Like, this is not, there you go. And then let's see. Okay, so again, I fucked up the sphere. I fucked up this line completely. Like, actually, it's amazing how badly I fucked it up, right? Because this is the ellipse. It's something like this. You can see my lines really suffer here, but I completely messed it up, which is good. Because if I didn't mess it up, that means I don't have an opportunity to learn how I messed it up. So this is actually going to overlap a little bit. And I need to think about the overall, and again, I was super zoomed in there. I need to think about the overall sphere, but I guess we're just going with a slightly different angle now, because this has been tilted, so I have to like adjust the angle accordingly, right? Yeah, we have to adjust the angle accordingly. And I'm still trying to think about the wraparound. Like, trust me, I'm still really trying to think about the wraparound, but let's see, I'm trying to think about the sphere as well, and the schema and everything involved in that, right? And it should be right around here somewhere. Right around here somewhere, but this is the center. I'm really trying to think about the center right now. Genuinely really trying to think about the center, and then how that results in... let's see, that's the wrong angle, okay. How that results in... Okay, because this is my sphere. I'm really, really trying to hold it all together. I can't see anything right now. Like, I'm really trying to hold the entire wraparound logic together, right? So, is this my sphere? This might be a lot smaller than I intended it to be. I mean, it's definitely a lot smaller than I intended it to be, but... and I'm really trying not to do guesswork. Right now, I already fucked up the angle, let's not forget that, right? But I'm really trying not to do any guesswork. I'm trying to see through the form to really understand where things are, right? But my brain is literally fucking dying. Like, it's actually getting absolutely diddled, right? In every single crevice. No, I'm definitely not a smooth brain. Smooth brain in this moment, right? But I need to take a step back. I need to take a step back so I can reconstruct this again. Okay. All right, let's try to, and again, like, I fucked up too, because like I made the depth here is nowhere near enough. I actually made it way too little. I should have increased the thickness, because you see how this is like actually thick, right? This is just not enough depth to the wireframe wraparound in of itself, right? So let's see, because I definitely changed the angle, obviously, and this is, let's see, no, wait, I still have to think about this wraparound. Dude, this is so difficult. So we're obviously seeing more of the bottom, right? Right? I don't know anymore. I actually don't know. I cannot fathom anything right now. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. But this is where I need to lean in and be like, nope, shut the fuck up. You're gonna see the box again, right? You're gonna see the fucking box again. You're gonna see the center lines again. And this is actually a bit lower. Right, you're gonna see everything. You are not going to give up just because it's difficult. This is actually exactly where champions are made, right? So we need to follow this curve. We need to, and again, I need to before I even do anything, I need to think about the overall logic that's happening here, which is this plane. It's super subtle. It's like this. Yeah, okay, so that's, I need to see the planes through themselves. So I need to understand exactly, like what I'm trying to say is I need to see this horizontal plane. Like, I need to see that it's there replicating multiple times, and then it's also over it as well, like because of the 3D wireframe, like that it's replicating. That already looks pretty fucky, I know, but I need to see all of that, and then that will also help me understand the box a lot better, which will then help me understand the sphere a lot better. Because yeah, you see how like the sphere became so much smaller. My mental model is like really tiny right now, but, or like smaller than I would like it to be. Still pretty large, right? But I need to be able to, yeah, wrap it around. Okay, so there I was like, that was really difficult because I was trying to think about the entire thing, right? And then here, where's my box? My front plane is roughly around here, right? Because the depth here isn't really that much. So I ended up not creating much depth is what I'm trying to say. So, right? And there's a lot of issues. There's a fucking million issues, right? So, whew. Okay, and then I obviously need to change this thing's orientation. Again, I'm really struggling with this, right? But because we ended up changing the fucking perspective because I drew the horizontal wrong. And you see that, right? Like I drew the horizontal center line wrong. So I need to keep seeing through the form. I need to keep seeing through the form. Again, it's really easy for me to when I'm gonna go rest my brain after this session, I'll be like, oh, you should have tried to see everything, man. Because obviously I'm resting. I'm just literally fucking mentally thinking about what I should have seen versus me actively putting in so much effort right now to just see the box, the center line. Okay, what I'm trying to see right now is literally the box that's nuanced and underneath this, right? To make sure that it's calculated correctly with the center here, right? Like the center here. So already it's kind of wrong, right? And then to make sure that the sphere in of itself, that it's foreshortened, right? So it's the front plane small, the side plane's larger, right? Completely wrong to the reference, by the way. You can see again how I struggle with foreshortening in general, or like a very narrow front plane in general, because my mind keeps creating the larger front plane, right? So this is actually, I'm gonna keep leaning into this, these angles, like whether it's the top angle or the bottom angle, they're just the foreshortened side of the face or this front plane being very small, because that's a box that I just don't draw often. And that's a box now I know that, like, if everything else is much more simple and this is the difficulty, then we just gotta lean into the already difficult thing and make it 10 times more difficult, right? But yeah, like right now, like again, when I'm resting, I'll be like, you should have thought of everything. But right now, my brain is trying to see the box, make sure that's aligned with the center line, see the diagonal cross axis, see this vertical and horizontal cross axis, see the edge of see the side plane being larger, have it aligned with the edge of the sphere, right? And then see the center plane, right? See the center plane that's aligned with this, right? This horizontal axis. See the center plane, vertical center plane, right? Ellipse there, that's gone through, and that's just the mental model, that's not the wraparound, right? And then on top of that, see the sphere perfectly inside the wraparound, right? To the best of my ability. Try to logic whether like the bottom is larger or the top is larger, which I can't right now, and I'm struggling quite a bit with, right? But I'm trying to literally spatially reason which side is larger. And right now it seems, just to get that center line going, it seems like see, like, and again, like this edge of the fucking box has to be larger as well, or like aligned with this edge. So like I'm thinking about quite a few things, and then also like trying to see the side cross axis, diagonal ellipse inside of it. Like it's super fucking difficult, and like I'm leaning into this a lot. I'm genuinely really trying to lean into this a lot, and like I'm fucking, dude, I'm dying. This is like, it's so hard. It's so hard, man. It's so good. I'm so hard. I said I'm so hard. For some reason, again, my mic doesn't really pick up these octaves. If I just that gets really muted, like anything. So I guess I just have to fucking very lamely re-explain everything I just say. But either way, like I'm trying so hard to zoom out right now, but what's happening right now is like basically my mind again keeps making the bottom curve a lot larger than it needs to be, right? And it's not fitting properly inside the perspective. Like again, it's this thing where I'm seeing this wrong perspective, and then for some reason the bottom of the sphere, it's not some reason, I just have an inaccurate mental model, and I just need to keep updating that mental model, be like, shut the fuck up, this is the right mental model, right? So that is and again, it needs to be aligned. It needs to be aligned with the actual, see, like this entire thing that I drew is just a completely wrong box now, right? Completely wrong box. So we need to think, and again, like what I've done here is already probably incorrect, but I need to keep zooming out. I'm zoomed in right now, so I need to keep zooming out, and then we need to just commit, right? Which is just see what is happening, what is the box. I just need to commit and like see through the form, right? And this is probably wrong. I want to say right now, or like this is probably wrong. Yeah, this is probably wrong, but I'm really trying to zoom out and see through the form, right? But I'm zoomed in right now and like fucking, I'm trying to zoom out and see through the form, but I was zoomed in while I was making that mark, right? And let's see, same thing here, which is, and again, this angle is just in terms of making the mark, my lines will be shoddy, so I need to, like a melody, but a really funny joke, Viggy, thank you, Viggy, but I need to see about when it ends and how it wraps around, and the mental model, everything needs to be seen, right? And this is my sphere, so it's already wrong, like the sphere itself is already pretty wrong, but that means I can make this larger, right? Because this needs to be wrapped around here. I'm so zoomed in right now. I need to see this properly and to see the sphere properly. Okay, so I think it's something like this. And I'm trying to see through the form, by the way. I'm really trying to see through the form. Am I succeeding? No. Am I succeeding? No, not at all. But I'm trying so hard to zoom out and see. And see, I made that way too thick. Way too thick. And now, while I draw this line, I need to think about the overall box that it's connected with. Right? So I'm not just fucking around. I need to be able to see everything that it's connected with. Like in terms of the edges of the box, right? And you can see that I did not create a good curve there because it started off way too straight at the top, right? And again, here I need to see the overall ellipse of this plane, right? Like I need to see this plane, the center plane that the ellipse is going around, right? And follow the curve. So difficult. Oh my god, my brain is fried. And I said I was gonna do another hour. We'll see. This shit like actually fucks my goddamn brain, right? So, and like while I'm doing this, I'm trying to think about the overall sphere. Oh shit, bro, this is so fucking difficult. And by the way, like when I say these, I feel great. These are expressions of happiness and joy at the difficulty. I want to be very clear. Like this is me being like, oh, I'm coming. It's so easy. It's so hard. Oh yeah, bro. Fucking, I love coming to the difficulty of it, right? So, it's okay. But you can see how much my fucking perspective shifted. But we all need a new perspective every once in a while, but in this case, no, stick to the same one. Just fucking have the one that you're actually trying to internalize, right? But you can see, like, this is my center, right? I was trying. Is this the fucking black pen? Which color is this? This is not the gray one. Which fuck? That was the wrong one. I was about to draw over it in gray, and my head keeps tapping the thing. But yeah, like, I can say to myself, oh, it's so easy, just think about wrapping through. It's not, bro. It's not easy at all. It's so fucking difficult. Right, because let's see. So first, one thing you need to understand is like, first and foremost, I'm constantly losing the sphere, right? Consistently, clearly I'm constantly losing the sphere, right? And then inside that, I'm constantly losing the box, right? And this is, by the way, like I ended up seeing the wrong perspective, let's not forget, right? But I'm constantly losing the box, right? And this is the center plane, like this is my center right around here, right? So this is what I was trying to visualize, and you see like it's already incorrect, like it's already not foreshortened, and that's something because I just don't understand foreshortening right now, right? But that's my center, I believe. I could be wrong, dude. My head keeps tapping the fucking camera. Holy shit. My forehead specifically, and you can see my everything suffers. My line suffers. Everything is just fucking shite, bro. Everything is shite. But it's the fact that I'm trying, I think. At this point, I don't even know. Does trying matter? I'm fucking garbage. But and I don't even think I created the right box here, right? But the point is, like, this is, I was trying to really zoom out and see this better, but you can see, like, I really fucked it up the ass. So, again, this angle, and the thing is, like, you can basically say goodbye to me trying to see the right side cross axis, because I saw it a lot better here, right? In the bottom one, I barely saw any of that. But the point is, like, I'm trying to see all of that while also trying to see the center, right? Trying to see the center, right? And I'm trying to see through the form, right? That's what I spent most of my mental energy on, is like seeing through the form, right? And then the ellipse inside that, right? And like, again, this is separate from the wraparound. You can see how right now I'm still struggling to make the wraparound ends up being, like, this is good, because this is, like, it's the size, like, we have the mental model exactly as it should be, and then the wraparound is going around it. But you can see, again, like, this is beautiful, because it's interleaving. Not only there's the new angle when I do this, testing my ability to construct, right, the actual, like, schema validity, right, constructing the schema in this new angle, which I don't do often, which is very difficult. It's also now testing it, right? It's testing the stability of that schema. Be like, okay, you're already struggling with fucking trying to construct it in this new angle. Now hold it and draw a wireframe, which essentially has nuanced depth and is wrapping around it, right? Because this thing is also following the perspective, right? It's a fucking box. These are all, like, manipulated boxes that are going around it, right? And I'm still trying to figure out the logic of them in general. So difficult. It's beautiful, right? I would draw the entire thing, but I think I've made my point. Like, I'm constantly trying to see all of this, right? All of this. I'm constantly just trying to see that, right? Same shit, same with the bottom, right? Not that I really ever fucking have been able to see it from the bottom, but the thing is, my brain doesn't have the capacity to think about all these different, all of this when it's already struggling with a new angle here, to think about all of that, and then over here trying to wrap around all of that. But slowly but surely, and don't call me Charlie, right? Airplane, great movie. We're just understanding, and it's sheer effort. Again, I hope my struggles validate your struggles, and therefore makes you want to like, subscribe, and keep giving me a retention in the background. None of you fuckers ever like my videos anyway, so I don't even know what the fuck the point of asking for likes is. Fucking cocksuckers, cunts, queers, and coomers. Yeah, there you go. The triple C, even though one of them was a Q. But I have nothing else to say. My brain is extremely tired. I probably am just gonna have this as my only drawing session for the day. We'll see. Like, and I'm very satisfied with this session because I kept trying to think about wrapping through the form, and that's the main thing. Is like, as long as I keep trying to be aware of like seeing the entire scheme, I want to say it's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to see the box and the sphere, and then also trying to think about the wrapping through logic. Like, it's genuinely very difficult. Not just here, but here as well. Here it's easier, although I will say, but this one where like not only do I have to think about the actual center line wraparound, and then I have to calculate, being like, but wait, it's it's actually like this thing is like it's slightly above and like slightly away in two directions in the center, horizontal and vertical, and then there's also a wraparound which is like depth, which have to project outward, and then calculate the fucking center plane, like the multiple, like the fucking two different center planes wraparound for that as well, right? So yeah, very difficult, very fun, very good, right? Again, this is great. Like, I'm just happy that this is constantly testing me. This is constantly pushing me to my limits, right? I can happily go and rest my brain after the session, which I encourage you to do, right? Because you have to rest your brain. If you're practicing this hard on anything, and you're not utilizing mini rests like these 10-20 second gap effects during your practice, and you're not just immediately just resting your brain for 10-15 minutes after your practice, no stimulation, nothing, go on a walk, right? Put on noise canceling headphones. Like, you just don't want any external, especially on your phone, scrolling new information. You just do not want your brain to be accessing new information, right? At all. So, because that's when your brain's gonna be consolidating it. It's basically like right now what you're doing is you're playing the video game, right? Oh, look at me, I'm getting all these stat boosts or whatever. But reality is you're getting like +3 stat boost, right? Out of like 500,000. But then your brain, like, if we're thinking long term, which you should be thinking long term, right? But what's it called? But afterwards, when you rest your brain, is actually when the save, like when you're saving. That's actually when your brain is spending those 15 minutes to be like, all right, let's save that +3. And let's try to understand that +3 a little bit better. So it's not only is it saving it, it's actively working in the background to figure it out and consolidate it into long-term memory. Update your schema just by a little bit, right? I want to keep reminding you, progress and improvement is an upwards trajectory based on your efforts. And a trajectory is not linear, right? It has dips. It's like this. So today, let's just say arbitrarily for the past month, right? For the past month, it was like, oh, I went up by like 2 and then went down by 5, and then I went up by 3 and then down by 2, and then I went up by 8 and then I went back down by 5 again, and then I went up by 2, right? So like, it's just, and it's all the way up, right? So yeah, like, keep going. I hope, again, my fucking efforts validate your efforts, right? And if there's anything that I can hopefully instill upon anybody who draws along with me, it's the fact that consistency does work, right? Consistent effort does work. Directionally correct, consistent efforts towards building the skills that you want to build. If you don't know what skills to build, that's where your curiosity and understanding goes into it. But fucking spoiler alert, the skills you want to build will always be the fundamentals, and the playing around with it is where you'll apply those fundamentals. Like, this is, again, me still trying, still thinking, but I'm playing around with it. Is this really that good? No, but I've never drawn a fucking hand grabbing something, but because I understand form relatively decently, it kind of looks believable, right? Like, this doesn't make any sense because I couldn't figure out the logic of what this fucking dragon was even grabbing. So you can see the wires don't really make sense going around it, but this is like the application of my fundamentals. This is literally the application of my fundamentals. Do I understand composition? Not really, bro. This is like, I tried thinking about like, oh, it's flowing and it's following and everything's leading and all that gay shit, but or straight shit, you know, we don't want to leave them out. I know it's 2026. But either way, like, I was just playing around and I was doing my best. And that's doing my best. I definitely do my best. I'm fucking thirsty for money. But all I want for any of you is to do your best and to keep believing in the fact that you constantly doing your best and trying is all that matters. Again, like, I had a fan, right? I'm gonna keep outing you, So Chromo, not even in a bad way, but it's understandable. Like, this guy wants to get good, but he saw my efforts as like a challenge to his efforts rather than a reflection of, oh, like, if this guy's trying that hard, I can also just try really hard, and I can just try hard on the things that I want to try hard on, right? We had some great talks. It was awesome. Like, good for him. And he came to the conclusion that where he wants to go in his art. But at the end of the day, right, like, where you want to go in your art, you just have to accept and internalize and look forward to and embrace and fucking masturbate, right? Just coom all over the reality that it's gonna take a shit ton of work. This is the type of work I want to put my efforts towards, right? Like whether you want to go off on rendering, you still need rendering. You still need to have great perspective and form understanding, right? Like your fundamentals it's the foundation. I think I'm going in circles right now, but all I'm trying to say is you're all capable of this and 100 times more. I'm waiting for the day somebody like fucking 10, 15 years from now, somebody comments on my video. I'm waiting for this day to be like, I practiced as hard as you did and I got 10 times better. You're shit. And I want to be like, amazing. Thank you for proving my point. I am shit. Right? Look everybody, like somebody practiced as hard as me or even less than me, but like relatively the same path and they're so much better. Does that not prove that I'm absolutely average, right? Which I don't think anybody thinks I'm anything but average, but if you do, it's again to prove that. I can't wait for that fucking day where people do so much better than me, even with following my example or following like generally my practice or just my approach, which is just not just my approach, by the way, it's the approach of anybody who becomes excellent in anything. All the great artists I look up to and all the great entrepreneurs, businessmen, fucking musicians, athletes, whatever. The one thing is just unrelenting belief in themselves, unrelenting efforts to follow that belief, and absolute like long time horizon, which is just not now, not tomorrow, but I will simply proceed on behaving as a great person does, and over the years and years and decades, I will become that person. And it doesn't even matter if I do become that person because I've become a person who put that much effort in to try and become that person. It's always a process of becoming, as they say. But truly, it's about who you become, right? Like, But yeah, that's all I want. I want to again say that you're all capable of this. You're all fucking 100% capable. Just keep trying, doing your best, right? And yeah, rest your brain after this session. And as always, fuck you for watching. Fucking Viggy inspires, right? Same shit as always. But as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. And please give me money.